Shout out to everybody joining me here on a Saturday night as Bitcoin struggles to stay above 89,000. However, the bulls seem to have some luck here as the bears can't get started. We'll see. Only time will tell. Bang. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's get our antennas up. Let's see what's happening for Bitcoin. Could the bulls be putting in a double bottom after a little bit of a breakdown from the bear flag for BTC? Let's take a look. Get the bears to jump on in. Throw them for a loop. I do not overtrade the weekends. Friday and Saturdays are just really not your friend. I found that out the hard way many times over. And now I just do what I'm supposed to do now. Even though I want to jump in, even though I want to go hard, I tell myself it's just not the day for me. Tuesday, Monday night will come. My time will come. I did trade this morning. You saw me take a shot today on the live as it broke out of the inverted head and shoulder to the upside. Let's break down what we see here for Bitcoin. Where's my green box? It was BTC, USDT. I think it was on Bybit Spot. There it is, and we did not get the green box. We're a little close. We suggested we would just go sideways, ended up here. We actually slowly dumped and came back, but we almost came back. We almost got back into the green box, but we didn't do it. So, hey, we can do it again tonight and see what happens tomorrow morning. Hey. So Bitcoin, what was I talking about? Let's take a look at the 1 hour. What breakdown? What do I mean? Well, Bitcoin was making, to me, what looks like a bear flag. Right? I mean, it had a bit of an, and then next thing you know, it broke down, and it came all the way back down here to about 88,009. Looked like it was going to dump pretty hard, and then got a nice little swing back right now. Is that the bearish retest for more? Looks like it could even be a right shoulder, head, right shoulder that could dump us to the downside. We're going to take a look at everything we can here, show you what I see happening, and break it down for BTC. Let's take a look at that daily candle close. It's the first thing I want to take a look at here. Okay. On this wonderful Saturday night. Shout out to everybody here. Hope you're having a good time. I don't know if you hang out with your kids on Saturday, but we hang out with my family. We watch like a family movie, do some cards, play memory games. We have fun. We have a lot of good times. Miss my kids right now. Actually, they're a good time. So right now, if you look at the daily, it's overbought on the stochastics RSI. It's attempting to, it's pointing down and overbought, right? I mean, that's a bearish signal. So with a bearish, some bearish divergence too. So that's, just the stochastics RSI are bearish, but hey, that doesn't mean they can't flip. Anything could happen. But let's take a look at what happened here. Indecision Doji almost pulled off a green candle, got very close, but no cigar. We opened at 89,322. The high was 90,273, 90 cents. The low was 88,905, even. And the close was 89,231 and 60 cents, down $90 on the day. So it opened at 89,232. It closed at 89,231. It opened at 89,322. It closed at 89,231, and it's down $90 on the day. Pretty crazy, right? So that's all it did. A $90 move with a bit of a swing, though, from 90,000 all the way down to 88. So about a $2,500 swing. All right. Let's go. YouTube wrap my results. It said this channel was my most viewed and was in my top 2%. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You came to where the knowledge sets you straight. If you came to this channel a lot, you got good knowledge. You're on the right path. Your life was hopefully going in the right direction. I can only assume. We'll see. You didn't get liquidated, Now, can we candle? Now, we wanted that to candle close. Now, this one's already flipping green, but who knows? With a little bit of a dip, could we get our candle close here? And every single time, Bitcoin's just attempting to tease the bears here. But, we're through the gap. It does suggest you're going to end up down there at $86,000. That's what's, the VRVP is showing you where the most liquidity lies. This also lines up with, some red areas. You still, 100,000, 95,000 still telling us is open, but 75.4 never really gave it up. But there's still liquidity up there at 95,000 here on Bookmap. Bookmap is a heat map order book. Just like your order book that shows you who's buying and selling, it shows where the order, where someone's stop loss is, where the liquidations are. Here's a bunch of, people that went short, their liquidations are at 95,000. People that went long, their liquidations are down at 73,000. Usually we go to the closest liquidation point, so it says we're going to go to 95 before we go to 75. I'm not telling you that's 100%. It's been definitely way more accurate than it hasn't been, so it's happened, I'd say, 8 out of 10 times. If I see that, we do go up towards the red line. So, hey, but you can't bet on it, you know. It's not a guarantee. Nothing is, unfortunately, in trading. It would be great if we had, you know, some things can be close if you use them enough. They feel like money printing. So the monthly, and I've said this still on blue in the face, but as long as we stay above 82.5, we're okay. I'd like us to get back above that candle there at about, 90,000. I don't like us below this candle here. See that on the month? I want this monthly candle to close tweezer bottom. We have some time, but it can end up being a red candle too as well. It would make sense if it was a red candle and it filled out the head, shoulder, head, and then we get the right shoulder for the move to the downside. That's what I would be looking for. That's kind of what I like the most there. So BTC. And then we have a resistance here too as well. That's if you're going to lose this area, you're going to drop down to about $71,000. So 70,000 still on the table. We're still in a downtrend. You got to still believe that it's more likely we go down than up. It is what it is. 2-week chart suggesting a tweezer bottom. It's fighting. It closes tomorrow night. And the weekly, just indecision doji. Doesn't look amazing. We do have some support down there at 86,750 where we had a nice tweezer bottom. 5-day chart, at least it's showing green, but as I said before, it almost looks more, to me now, more like a bear flag. That's just eventually going to take you further down. Which is fine. I'll trade the ranges, the ups and downs, and down to the 5-day 200 moving average at 69,000, right? And that takes time. Like, that will take until January 1st till we dump. You see what I mean? Like, it could take time. 3-day chart, again, hanging on that 200 moving average. If we stay above it, we have a chance to win. If we lose it, we probably we'll dump back down to the 4-day, and then it's kind of over. I know it's crazy, right? But there's a lot of pressure here on this 3-day 200 moving average. We've been tempting it. We've gained it. We've lost it. We've regained it. Now we're hugging on it right now. So crazy. And then the daily, which is attempting a green candle, but that's probably the beginning of a red dump. I don't know. I'm just a little more bearish than bullish on Bitcoin. I feel like you have to be more bearish. If we reverse, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be more like, you do have a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, and a higher low, though, right? So we'll see. We got to put in that tweezer bottom. I said that. It's really important that tonight we close tweezer green, and we didn't. Kind of like, huh? So that closes bearish to me as well, suggesting that, the next one is some downside pressure. And then you got to zoom in because you don't get a lot of information. An 8-hour, even this looks kind of head and shoulder-esque, right? I mean, it just doesn't look amazing. And it's even hard to call, like, we making this range. Can we break up to the top of the range? Little falling wedge action, but it just, There's this resistance that acted as support on that crazy wick earlier. Bounced back up on the 4-hour. It's hard to tell. It's that weekend trading, up and down crud, man. It's that crud. That weekend sauce. It's really hard to tell what, kind of a cup and handle, slight higher low. Feel like it was a breakdown of a bear flag, but then you try to get it back up. It's a mess. I have a signal that I use. Sucks. Like today's just a bad day to look at the market, honestly. It's just chop. You see, we've been in this range the whole time. And the thing is, my trader instincts, I could see them squeeze this thing up so fast, and I could see it dump. I've seen both things happen with what I'm watching right now, and I'm like, And my mind just like, you got to assume you're bearish. But that's what people will do, and then they'll get rocked. So I just, you know what I do is I just wait for the model. I don't do anything. I've learned. I've just learned to be better at what I do than I used to be. So I wait for the model. Like right now, we got above the 200, and there was a little bit of a pump. But look, we're kind of in chop. So for me, like, I just want to see us maybe like just kind of watch this. I don't know, man. I got to be honest. It's just chop, and you got to say it's likely going lower, in my humble opinion. You know, you're more likely to assume that we're going to dump than pump. To me, it's about, the 2-hour time frame. So here's the deal. The 1 hour's been a little sketchy. Hasn't been perfect, hard to call. But the 2 hour now, look, it seems to be double bottoming off the 200 moving average. We could say it's in this, like, somewhat of, like, we could say it's in like a bear flag here. So for me, like, that's likely a bear flag. And once it loses the 200, that's likely the breakdown of the bear flag, down to 86,000. So to me, it just looks more bearish, and I could be wrong. It's just because we're in a downtrend. Now, what would flip me bullish? Fine, you get above this and you make a flag. The 21 kind of curves up or something, and you stay above this high volume node, then yeah, you can pump back to 92,000, 91.5. So make a flag on the 2 hour above 89.8, and I'll get bullish. Until then, I have to assume you're continuing inside of a bear flag. I watch the 2 hour and the 1 hour time frame. They're the ones I would be paying attention to. That looks like a shoulder head, almost right shoulder too. So again, oversold stochastic. We could bounce, and someone say, no, that's a double bottom. We're about to bounce. And I think, possibly right. But we might not even, a lot of times it will go like this, and then just like, and then you might get a huge pump out of nowhere. That's weekend trading. It's going to be treachery either way. So don't get pissed if you miss a pump. That's the one thing about weekend trading is you might miss a decent move. But it's okay. You don't, like I tell myself, I think I have to be in every, like if I miss that move, oh my God, I've got to be in every single move every single day because I watch Bitcoin and I got to be the best at it and I can never miss it. And I got to be on it all the time, right? I'm just listening to Metallica in crypto, my man. You got to do a lot of work in crypto these days and still lose. I know, right? Saturday Night Live with the Lifer. And we put the lemon in the water, even on a Saturday night. It's been a while, right? But that's amazing. That's going to do it for me there. That lemon in the water. That's all I need, the simple things in life, Focus on the simple things. Focus on the simple things. Simple things. Everyone makes it with the simple ring. God bless everybody out here on the live. Thank you for being a part of the live stream. Appreciate you and 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 everybody out here. Yeah. I'm just, okay. If I had to pick a rally, it's on bonk. Your financial desert when trading is harder to say it's okay, but I appreciate the mindset enforcement. Yeah, always. You should never be financially desperate because finance follows energy, and energy means you're energy desperate. And God never wants you to do that. God is there for you. God will never make you desperate. He will propel you to the upside. Okay, so let's take a look here at the flag on this 2 hour time frame for Bitcoin. Ugly price action, up and down, could be a possible double bottom. I see chop. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back at about 8 a.m. to do the live stream. So let's take a look at this Sunday. It'll turn 23, 1, 2, and 8 a.m. So let's get the line here. So back Sunday at 8 a.m. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame or they won't give it to me. Funny. Right there, Sunday at 8 a.m. Let's get the green box. Let's see where Bitcoin is going to be. I mean, I feel sideways price action yet. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Just a nothing burger. We go sideways here, right? And I attempt to make the box smaller, so I'm not cheating. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's decent size, right? One candle or two in there. So I'm looking for price action to just kind of maybe go up and down and be coming up maybe somewhere there when I'm live tomorrow. So that's my prediction for price action live tomorrow. And it could make a right shoulder, be ready to dump. I just see sideways price action, and if I had to call it, I'd say we're going down. Yeah, it's more bearish. I mean, look, that's a death cross right there. You're below the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. That's all bearish to me. You kind of, you keep making lower highs. I see a lower low. You never know. So that's kind of what I see happening for the markets. I don't see much going on. I'd be very, yeah. And there's my little green box prediction. So when we come back tomorrow, we can see where price action is. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're somewhere down here. But usually lack of volume tells me that even if I see a move, we probably might not get it. You see, it's the weekend trading. You can't force weekend trading. Let's see what happened in the last 24 hours here in crypto. Zcash took a beat down, it looks like. Down 10%, trying to make a bounce, but I'd stay away from that stuff. I like Bitcoin, Solana. I like Chainlink, really. I like, I still hold some gaming stuff if it comes back. Bitcoin Cash has been quite interesting. We're going to take a look at that. Forgot to look at it this morning. This one keeps coming up on my radar, that 00. Ever since we researched it thoroughly. EtherFi, Chainlink, SEI still moving, but I mean, I'm so happy I get rid of it. Like, I got rid of this thing at 20 cents. Like, so happy. It's 12 cents now. I got rid of this at 220. Sold so many of these coins because I knew I got rid of this at 70 cents. Said I'm done holding it. It just kept going up and down. I was done. Got rid of Render at 220, 210, $2. It just kept dumping. Got rid of this at like 47, 46, and 42. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Now they don't hold me anymore. Caspa attempting to hold that 5 cents, but it's Caspa, it's like. So, yeah, I mean, they've depleted the vision in altcoins. And I'm a guy who's been deep diving them. But that doesn't mean there isn't opportunity out here. Tesla is moving. Gold is, Tesla, silver, gold. There's going to be even more to trade. And so I just switch my eyes on larger horizons. And I don't give up on everything. And I juggle, what we can do now in front of us and what we're still looking at in the future for crypto. And, as hard as that is, we got to keep an open mind that this is just a passing moment in the bigger screen for cryptocurrency, right? So look, this could come down to the end of the channel too, just the bottom of the channel, come back up. But even then, that could be a giant bear flag. So I'm bearish on this whole idea here. I mean, Bitcoin is making lower highs, lower lows, not hitting above key areas. To be bullish here is just to not trade responsibly, I mean, you could say there's a couple things, a little bit of divergence, but that's when we had this right shoulder. Before we had rejection by 94,000, there's a good chance you're going to break that, use that as support, and then come back up to 104, and everything was going to change. And maybe, just maybe, they're going to throw us through a loop here and go after the shorts. It would be amazing. But for the most part, this just looks more bearish than bullish to me. Like when we just look at it here on the 2 hour time frame, it just looks like it's doing a bearish retest of the bottom of the channel. It's really what I see happening. Same here on the 1 hour, like possibly great entry for the short back down to 87,000. So I call short. It looks more short to me, maybe I'm completely wrong, and it rips to the upside, and everyone calls me a complete fool. It was a Sammy Cup in handy, and how could I have not seen that? I get it. That's weekend trading. It's trickery. It's almost better off to leave it alone. 5 minute getting rejected by the 200. 1 minute above the 200, attempting some sauce. So again, back to my original idea here. And I guess I deleted it after I did it, which is crazy. No, there it is. Yeah. I hope so. Wait, what am I on there? This is the Bybit spot. This is Binance. Yeah, so Bybit spot will have my green. Binance will just be kind of my play screen. So great. I like it. So someone says Sol's about to rip. Can you please look at Solana? Okay. It looks like it's in a somewhat of a double bottom, but the same thing here. Like, that could be a double bottom, but it could also be a bear flag. Very interesting times here for Solana and these coins. And then the total hanging on that 3-day 200 moving average, it could still go up or down. They definitely make, you know, this is like you either believe in what you're doing in this cryptocurrency game or you are going to get slaughtered. It's just the second you second guess yourself here, they're coming for you. Man, it's like my will was tested many times before, but this is like trading, like marine trading. You know, possible shoulder, head, right shoulder. Like there's a chance, you know, I'm so open-minded. But I also got to be a realist. Like we got to get a, you know, so for me, it's like, I remain bear unless you get back above some areas. Like break the point of control, break back above 147, and fine. Then I'll flip bullish. Like I don't have to be a bull. I don't have to call the bottom here. You know what I mean? It's like everyone wants to be a hero. Just show me that you can get back above the previous resistance, and then maybe I'll long you. You know what I mean? And there's a gap in the VRVP. But like, and I'm already in. I'm in for the long haul. I DC into things that matter. I buy in the bear market. I wait and wait and wait. I bought things in the bear market that are still way lower than they are today, and I'm still waiting. It's been 2 years. Like it's taking forever to get paid. 2.5 years, and I'm still not out of, waiting on a position. It's just insanity. But I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles, man. If you're going to be in it, you got to be in it all the way. And so I've had my will tested. I'm going to keep continuing to push. So look, I mean, can you get the bounce? If Bitcoin bounces, everything bounces. Lately, every time we get a dump, we get a pump, and they're shrinking it. That would be kind of a right shoulder. There could be a chance. It's a very gutsy call to buy right now, or to lev trade, or go hard on a trade. To me, it's high risk, high reward. So if you have the risk tolerance, I don't have it. I've tested my will there. I'm all set. I'd rather watch it, dump and then get in on a flag and just, scalp a dump, or watch it consolidate, take if it comes up in here, take a green scalp up, and then if it gets above this key area, really actually take a swing trade. So I'm into trading things if it makes sense. I got to the point where I could be picky now. I don't have to trade if I don't want to, so I better trade the rights. You know what I mean? I don't need to force a trade for any reason anymore. I've done enough. I've been through it. It's been 18 years. I stacked my BTC. I did what I had to do. I made it close enough to the promised land, as you could say. I'm I'm where I need to be okay. And from that, it's like, all right, So I'm not going to force it. There's no reason for me to force it. I don't have to force it. I have to remind myself of that too. I talk to myself on the stream because it's like, who am I chasing? Who am I competing with? Why do I have to show everyone how great I am? You know what I mean? It's like, some days it's fine. It's okay to just be whatevs. So I wouldn't trade tonight, man. I'm sketched out. The only thing I still believe in is that if we stay above this 3-day 200 moving average, we could win. And that's the same for Bitcoin, not for Solana. That's like my last resort, this 3-day 200, and it looks less and less likely every time we hit it. So someone says live stream. Well, maybe sometime. I don't want to be rude though. I don't want people to think I'm rubbing it in anybody's face, and it already kind of seems that way. People got really pissy on it, and I got so many nasty comments. But it's okay. I guess that's what happens when you hit the top or close to it. I mean, then I see so many people with they have 7 or 8 supercars, all worth way more than mine. Like they got bigger house. You know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever's, man. Sammy, please check ETH. No, we just did. We'll take a look at Ethereum. And we'll look at ETHBTC. That's kind of what we want to see. We want to see that ETH Bitcoin is making a move. And so far, it kind of is. So you can see there's just a little more of a recovery in Ethereum than Bitcoin. As you can see, this little breakout has people, oh my gosh. We haven't been, it's been since August. I mean, since we did break out of that. I mean, that's been a while. And that's a giant cup and handle. That tells you ETH Bitcoin. So if you were to throw a chunk of your Bitcoin into ETH, it's supposed to make you your Bitcoin back, right? 55%. You throw 10 Bitcoin, you come out with 15 Bitcoin, right? It's like, whoa. Again, I'm not saying that to do that. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm saying that's what a Bitcoin pair does. When you'll make the Bitcoin in return. But ETH Bitcoin looking better, and that's what you need to see if we're going to get some type of move. Again, that tether dominance did not look good the last time I looked at it. And it looks like it could be flagging out for a bullish flag, you see? And this would be that same bear flag on Bitcoin dumping. And so to me, it just, and then you got the bullish cry. It just looks like you're going to get people flocking into tether in a nasty dump. No hate, just appreciate. God bless you, man. Haters gonna hate Sammy with the king sign. God bless you, Mr. Miller & Co. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. So many nice people here in the live. Sharing their Saturday night with the lifer. We appreciate that. Saturday night stream, never give up no matter how hard it is, how tough it is. It's my one stream. I'll be so tired. Day at the beach with the kids. Maybe we chefed up dinner, hang out, you're just chilling. And I jump on, I splash that water, I take that shower, whatever it is, suit up, get ready. And I'm here ready to rock on the stream. And I love it. I love it. Today wasn't one of those days. Today was a birthday party at one of those like kids places with like all the fun games. They had, I was go-kart racing, lapping. I was whipping that thing, man. It was fun. We were playing that Jurassic game where you're shooting everything on screen. I was just like mowing everything down. Had a good time, man. Buck hunting, all that fun stuff. Then I was, Asphalt 9. That game's amazing. That's an amazing game. You're like, the screen's moving and the machine's moving with the screen and you're all over the place and it's just like, wow. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese vibes, 100%. Yeah. I had a great time. We were there for about 3 hours. Great time, great people. Shout out to my peoples that had us there. It was just a good time. So anything could change. What's the big thing that would send me off to a long? If the 2 hour gets back above 89.8 and you see a flag, that would tell me that there's something brewing. And we got some more, and that this double bottom started to play out. And I tell you, caution for the bulls if we lose the 2 hour 200 moving average. And a 3 day as well. So if the 3 day and the 2 hour, they're both kind of hugging us right now. They're both hanging in there for us. And they're both they'll probably lose them both. We'll probably lose the 2 hour and then and the 3 day kind of together. And that's when it's kind of a wrap. Like you should kind of really give up on and right now when you're in these types of times, it's better off to be bearish than to be bullish. You see? Yeah. It's way better off to be bearish than to be bullish. So. And I found that's just kind of how it has to be because you're in a downtrend. Once you're below the daily 200 MA for a substantial amount of time, the daily 200 moving average, that's your indication that the trend is your friend to the downside. You should be looking for more downward side trend than upward trend. So the odds are likely this dumps to the downside. Doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but those are the odds. Doesn't mean we even have to play it. It could dump down here, and then we could take my model and get a little reversal back up here, and it could dump again, and we could just trade the reverses. We don't have to trade with the market. Just because the market dumps, I don't have to short that day. It might bounce that night at 8 p.m., and I could make $1,000 in an hour just making my long. Just like I did on Thanksgiving Day, the day when I was in the market for 15 minutes, made $1,000. So. And they will not even be a part of the, how is price hanging in a low volume area? It's tough. And look at that chop. Look at the candles on the 1 hour, on the 2 hour. It's disgusting. Ugh. Look at this. If anything, that looks like a shoulder, head, right? It looks like it's making a complex head and shoulder. Don't let predicament throw you off from pattern. Like the people that didn't see the pattern move this morning, that was obvious. The inverted head and shoulder here that ended up making the pump. This was like, some guy said, he said, I shorted and I saw the head and shoulder, but I didn't believe. Now, he still may have made money I don't know if he got stopped out. See, you never know what happens. If you can manage the trade, hey, you could end up making money on a tiny short after a long. We could both be right and both be wrong. You know, it's weird. We could both be wrong, or we can both disagree, have different trades, and still both win them if we manage them correctly in the same chop. So crazy, right? Be able to buy a Tesla, you know. So, I don't know what someone's saying. Yeah. I can't connect. Thanks for always being honest, Sam. Yeah, X payments would likely use XRP, not Doge. Sam, your X post has me rolling. New wet wheels with the lights turned off. Yeah, you like that, right? I think it's fresh, man. Oh, you like when I turn the lights off at the end? It's funny. I'm so OCD. I don't know why I did that. It's just like I was literally putting the car away for the kids. Like I had to put it away, right? So I'm like, all right, kids, enough. They love that thing, man. I got that for my daughter's birthday or for Christmas like 2 years ago. Maybe even 3 now. Wow, I remember putting it together with my older daughter in the basement the night before, you know. And we got it for the 3-year-old. She couldn't even drive it at the time. Now she's a pro. Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't he use Doge, man, if he was going to have payments for X? Yeah. Sam, do you see an inverse head and shoulder on the 15-minute chart? I see what you're saying because I see it slightly here on the 1 hour. Yeah, I do, like there, yeah. Yeah, you might get yourself a win there. That's the thing. Here's the deal. Say the 50-minute crosses makes a flag in the 21. I'll take a long. That's a signal. I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. So, like, don't stress. Like, we don't have to force it. Just wait for the models and take the trades. We got to stay cool, calm, and collected no matter what. That's the key. You know, the more I go through trading, the more I'm like, how did I make it? I'm like, well, I stayed cool and calm. I don't know exactly if every situation was perfect or if I made all the perfect moves every time, but I made it. You know, I said 15, 20 years where most people would have lost their sauce and moved on. I'm still doing trading. I'm like, why did I, you know what I mean? And what I love about things in life is anything you dedicate yourself to wholly and fully will pay you back. You know, like football players. Look at Tom Brady, put himself through it all, did everything right. Now he got a $300 million announcing contract, right? So like now, yeah, he doesn't have to sit there and run from 6'8" linemen anymore that are going to crush his skull. You know what I mean? But because he did that for years and he maintained his health and he made it all those years, because if he had a smaller career, didn't make as much, people wouldn't have cared. But because he stayed healthy, he won. See, he didn't win as much. It's funny. He won more than most people. Some say, yeah, he was good. He was good when it was really time to get down. The guy really had it. Like he had it. He had the it factor. Number one, he had it factor, which means that some people have more skill, but they don't have the it factor. They just, when the time is tough, they just can't handle it. You know. So on Bitfinex, margin trading long significantly outnumbers shorts. 71,000 Bitcoins to 172 Bitcoins. Wow. Aggregated across exchanges, right? 47% long, 52% short. Yeah. Depends though. So, yeah, so the key is to have, so he was amazing because he was consistent. He showed up so much and he won so much because he kept himself healthy. He found ways not to get injured. See, that was that's why he made so much money. That's why he found ways to be around more than all the other quarterbacks. You see what I mean? He touched the turf more than other quarterbacks. He started more games. He came through for that contract he signed. He kept coming through for it. You know, they want to sign you and they want to know they don't have to kind of keep replacing you. And human beings get hurt. They get replaced. So they're betting on the fact of when they're going to have to replace you. You're cattle to them in the game of the NFL. It is what it is. It has to be. If they're real businessmen and they want to win, they have to treat you like, one in, one out. We got to keep it moving. This is a organization. This isn't a charity. You know what I mean? And so you know, I just want to go back to that fact for anyone that's struggling right now, or you don't see the light, or you don't think you have the skill, or your dad didn't have the connections, or you weren't born with money, or you didn't go to the right school, and you think you can't make it in life and have your piece of the pie. That's hoopla. You're listening to someone that you shouldn't be listening to. Because anybody here on this stream can have their dream life. It's going to take some discipline and some work. You're going to have to pick a direction and go at that same direction every single day and force it. You're going to have to force feed your dreams until they happen. But they will happen if you keep moving. Bitcoin looks more bearish. Look, it looks like it's setting up to make a head and shoulder pattern. Looks like it could be breaking down. I'm definitely more bearish than bullish on BTC. All right. That's kind of where I stand for Bitcoin. CME closed at the end of the week. I believe it was at 89. Did they punch it back down or up? Let's take a look. 86. They played that little game, but 86 is 89 is 90. They're going to cut that rate on December 10th, in my humble opinion. It's happening. It's happening. Let me get back into the chat and see what the chat is saying. God bless everybody here on the live. 637 beautiful souls jumping on in on a Saturday night. I bought some old people down on a few months ago. I was blessed to trade this month. They bought my kids both Kia Souls and myself a 26 Chevy truck. Bless. Oh, wow, that's crazy. I bought some old people down and out a 2015 van a few months ago. I was blessed to trade this month and bought my kids both 2025 Kia Souls and myself a 26 Chevy truck. Dang, man. So he bought some old people a car, and next thing you know, he nailed his trades, and he's able to buy 3 cars. Unreal. That's pretty cool, bro. Tom Lee claims ETH62K in a few months. I know, right? We were talking about that. Someone says dump it. And my man Fathom Frequency says, hey, what's up? US 10-year yield inverse head and shoulder. Yeah, doesn't look amazing. Exactly. So we'll see what happens. So that's kind of where we stand. Price action pretty flat. It's a Saturday night. We got to wait for that Monday morning action, that Sunday night volatility when the futures market opens and things get crazy again. It's a quiet day out here. You know, one thing that is kind of brewing is midnight for Cardano. And this is its last leg. Like if Cardano can't pump with midnight, then what will make it pump? Honestly, nothing, right? So it's good and bad for Cardano in a way because it kind of sets a tone that, like, if it can't do this, then what can it do? You know what I mean? And to me, it lost trend line. I guess we could try to put that back in. We could say that's the trend. I guess that's the trend. But it's a weak one at best, right? And I've been a long-term Cardano holder and supporter, but at one point, real recognizes real, like what it is, right? So, I mean, look how badly below the 200 moving average you are, and you're making more of a bear flag. That looks like you're going to see more pain, everybody. I see if people think that altcoins can't go lower, there's going to be this awesome. I just see more pain. I'd be careful. I'd get ready for max pain. Can you go over the Bollinger Bands that you mentioned Thursday and how I kind of did that already? Yeah. I don't really use them that much. So yeah. I mean, I guess I'll do it one more time, but you could just go back and hit the link because that's when I went over them that day, right? You know what I mean? Just go back to that stream and hit the link if you can. I just don't use the Bollinger Bands all the time. Every week I'm not going to go over the Bollinger Bands. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess I should, though. I should do whatever you guys want me to do, make you happy. So I'll do it. And who knows? Maybe this is a cup at hand and we start pumping. Every time it looks bearish, it looks bullish. Every time it looks bullish, it looks bearish. At the same time, it's a slow bleed. So that's why I'm staying away from any crazy trades tonight. It's just my instincts, my trading instincts tell me you're going to get chopped up. You have indecision. If you have indecision, you're not going to trade right. If you're not going to trade right, then you shouldn't be trading. So I love that I can even identify when I'm probably not going to be trading properly, so I shouldn't trade. You should know that about yourself. Listen, I trade 30 days straight. Sometimes I need a 3-day break. You know, my brain gets cooked, just like I'm a human being. So I go through the motions like everybody else, and we do everything we can to fight through the pain, right? Let's take a look at Zcash and see what's happening to Zcash. Someone said it's breaking out right now. It's dumping. Like it's up from like 333 to 3. It's up $2, and they're like, it's on the way. This thing is. It's up $2. It's up $2. Okay. The daily is dumping. Like the daily's in a red candle. It looks like it's going to head all the way, possibly to the 200 moving average. I'd stay away from this, man. Yeah. And it looks like it could be making a descending triangle that eventually takes you further down. So I don't know. I wouldn't be anyone who's aping tonight on an altcoin. I don't know if they're your friend. All right. They're definitely not your friend. Friend, just invert the chart. Looks dumpy. Amen. Moodeng, face melting. Sure. Sure it is. Sure. For some like group that wants, you know what I mean? Like, guys, you got to get real here. You got to focus. Focus. That's face melting. Look, it pumped out of nowhere and dumped all the way back down. Face melting. It's kind of like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. 7 cents to 20 cents and all the way back down. I mean, if you want to do a crazy weekend pump on low liquidity and find out what can happen, yeah, be my guest. But it's just, the risk is just too high there. Just the old me used to be in there, right? I guess I've changed. I'm an old man now. Possibly it makes a flag and continues to pump, but that's heavy risk. Like, I wouldn't be able to make any substantial money on that. I would put a very small amount, see if I made it, but okay. Can you check Tether dominance? Bigger dump is coming. We just looked at Tether dominance already earlier tonight. Yeah. And it definitely looks like there's a dump coming. We'll show you what we saw. But yeah, it looks like, I mean, here's the thing. Look at this though now. You see a head and shoulder possibly. I got mixed signals on the whole market. Daily could be putting in a higher low. Am I upside down? No, I'm not, So that's a very small time frame, which means nothing. When I look at this, we could be making a right shoulder there too, though. It's a very strange pattern Bitcoin's in. It is consolidating after a pump. So, yeah, watch the weekly macro video. I appreciate you saying that. That is so much awesome information. That's when my mind's really focused on that moment to see it too. Yeah. Yeah, it's too hard to tell, Dave, at this moment. One step at a time, man. We don't want to overshoot our projections if we don't have to. Like, there's just no, Yeah. I mean, yeah, people are pumping these coins. They're just, you're going to see people doing funny stuff. Look at LUNAC. Doing crazy. It's LUNAC, get it? LUNAC. Ha, 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 ha. If it's bullish, it fills out the flag. If not, it makes the right shoulder and dumps. Simple stuff, right? High probability if it fills it out. So I only scalp things with high probability. If not, I stay away. Like, they're trying to shake us out, stay strong. I mean, what I'm holding now, I'm gonna hold for. Basically everything I decided to hold, I can hold until the next cycle. So no matter what happens, I got it. You know what I mean? Okay, Farcoin, Terra Classic, USD backup. No, it's crazy. Very strange. Look at this, Terra Classic. So funny. It's at like 0.4 now. Someone says, I find ETH is strong. Just like I knew Sam was a bot. Clanker, you're funny. Have no choice now. And then I look at the total three, right? The total market cap of all of cryptocurrency, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you got to deep dive it. Take off the moving averages and just really let the chart express itself freely on the, to your eyes. So important. You just let it breathe. I mean, you can see kind of a top, but a higher low the trend is still somewhat forming, right? And it's just that 3-day, when you put on that 200 moving average, just being cradled. It's been holding it ever since this whole rally. So, like, once you lose that, fine, you dump down, and I'll break down. And I'll finally just be like, to me, there's still a glimmer of hope, like a glimmer that this could bounce back up, turn. My only thing is, this is why I sold off the altcoins that I did. I was looking at them, and I was like, okay, we get the bounce. I was like, but then it looks like we get a bounce, and then we get like a pullback, and then we, and I was like, it's going to be May or April. And I was like, by that time, I'm going to have more capital for more things, and I'll be able to swing trade at that time. I said, and if I don't, I don't. I was like, if now I can at least free some capital up, do what I got to do, move on with some other stuff, and come back to this when time is right, right? So to me, it just looked like consolidation. It's on even if we do the right thing, it's going to take forever. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of what I see happening. If you want to trade where we trade, folks, we have a pin coming up here at Weeks, BTC, and MEXC. Jump on in. They're the best places to trade in the game. At BTCC, we trade everything. You can trade Tesla. You can trade gold, oil, right? You can trade the NASDAQ, S&P. It's awesome. And I do it all the time. And I have trades open right now on gold and Tesla. They're absolutely ripping that I gave to the trade, to the group, and to the channel. So if you want to, whatever you want to trade, my strategies work on Forex. If you want to take a look at Forex, whatever you want to trade, jump on in and take a look. Guys, he's in the chart now instead of tomorrow. You're funny. Yeah, man, your mind starts to expand 100%, right? I got my profits from the Moodeng. I like that you did that. Smart move. In and out. I mean, if you can handle it and execute it, by all means. But it's high risk for sure. High risk for sure. Let's take a look at the week ahead. Just get ourselves ahead of tomorrow with our candle close and what's happening. November 3rd to December 6th. Nope, we want the next week. Yeah, December 7th to the 13th. So Monday opens up. Let's see what happens. Nothing crazy, no red folders. Okay? Nothing for us on Monday. It's clean. December 9th. Jolt's job opening at 10 a.m. always has a massive move in the market. Always. It jolts. It's called jolts. It jolts the market. So look out for Tuesday to be heavily volatile. If you're in a trade at 10 a.m., right when we open, and you see a massive candle out of nowhere, it's Jolt's job opening. Don't be surprised. Write it down. Tell yourself there's going to be movement. Wednesday, employment cost index quarter over quarter. But then we have federal funds rate. That's going to be the big deal. So this week we have the Fed meeting, which always throws off the entire week. So we have the biggest meeting of our lives this week. One of them. One of the biggest Fed fund meetings. I'll be live twice that day, right? It'll be insane. Then Thursday, we have unemployment claims. And then Friday, we're kind of clear again. So it's going to be a crazy week. A lot of volatility. Get ready. Get your thinking caps on. Get your stop losses. Prepare for things that are going to be volatile. Move that profit, the take profit into break even or into profit. Get ready to take moves, guys. Because and again, it's telling us there's going to be a lot of movement. For people that know how to watch like we do, there's going to be money. This tells you right now, there's going to be volatility, man. This market ain't going to be flat. This is December. It's coming up. There's emotions. We could take advantage of these emotions in what the market does this week. If we're ready, poised, calm, and ready. But we have to stay poised, calm, and ready. It's so important. A lot of people they're going to get blown. I mean, this week is going to liquidate and wreck a lot of people. I can tell you already. I can see it. I can see the volatility that's coming our way just on the news and the data. That's going to swing us around like a pendulum. But we're going to be ready. We know exactly what time the data is coming in. We know what data it is. We know how it moves the market in a way. We can we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we know how to, we know whether it's more bullish or bearish based on the bigger trend. So I'm excited if you're excited. Looks like there's going to be a lot of opportunity this week. Heck, someone could make enough to buy their first supercar this week. You never know. Or maybe just buy their mom their first house or pay off their mortgage or pay off their credit card. You know what I mean? Could be even smaller but more rewarding. So day 17th is the day for crypto attempting to be patient. Interesting. The 17th day. That's the day, right? So Bitcoin's somewhat flat. I wouldn't be surprised if it stays mostly flat all night. Here's the bot. Can it dig its way out? It believes it can. Only time will tell. Bitcoin. Back to Bybit Spot. Go to that 1 hour, double click. There's my green dot. 1 hour is actually looking somewhat bullish, looking like it could go sideways. It is somewhat of a double bottom. The 2 hour strong above the 2 hour. Hey, you never know. We could be bouncing up so strong, so fast before you know it. I'm not in a short. I just want to make that very clear. So I don't trade the weekends. Not hard. No, not. I might be in something that I'm in for weeks at a time, but that's different than like I'm not going hard on the weekends to turn around my portfolio. And even when I do, sometimes I get chopped up. I decide I'm done. I walk away. I know it usually happens. So be careful trading the weekends. They're not your friends. They never were, and they never will be when it comes to trading BTC. Just remember that. I want to win big so I can start a high-interest loan sharking service. Hey, do whatever makes you happy, man. Hang in there, Jenny. You're going to make it, baby. Somebody said it in the chat. And let's take a look at the fan funding and see what came in tonight. Can you go over the Bollinger Bands that you mentioned Thursday? Howdy, by the way, Mr. Priceless. Let's take a look at that, Crawbillies. Just like a human, I knew Sam was a bot. Let's take a look, Crawbilly. It's just not my expertise. It's not like I use it every day, so. We'll look at US dollar on Bitstamp here. Go over here, type in BB. And Bollinger Bands will come up. It'll be the first thing on the top. Let me get rid of my moving averages because they're going to get in the way. Everything else can basically say it doesn't do much. But whenever they get tight and close, a move is coming. So you can see a move is coming soon because the red line and the green line are coming close together. So Bitcoin's about to make a move. It's a couple more candles on the 2 hour. Like it says like 6 to 8 hours at the most. And you're likely going to get a pump. Can't tell for sure. Like that went sideways for a while. But you know that a move is coming. Like it's going to stay in that tight range now. So now Bitcoin's in a range between 90 and 88.9, and it's going to stay in that range until it either takes a massive dump or massive pump. And then what happens is once it starts to pump, it'll pump, it'll pull these away. And then once you get kind of close towards the line, they start to really get far apart. It's usually a good time to kind of, when you scale away, when you get like a thumbnail away from the blue line, just like the blue line's kind of like the 21 when you get far away from it. When you're near the blue line, something's about to happen. So when these lines are tight, the red and the green, and you're on the blue, something's about to happen. So you can see Bitcoin setting up. So a move is about to happen. Something is about to happen. Usually when we're uneasy like this, it's a massive short squeeze. Because they have everyone feeling strange. And when they have everyone feeling strange, they can gut. They can gut the market. But you never know. I could see it go both ways right now. So for me, I'd watch them dump it and I'd wait to, I just DCA and I'd take my shots on my models. Or I stay in my long on that 3 day and then I take my models too. So like whatever happens, happens. And that's kind of what I do. And then you can see here, if you look at Bitcoin in the bigger picture, like it's kind of like you could say it's like doing this. And that's technically a symmetrical triangle. They tend to break down more than they break up. But it's a 50-50 shot either way. So even the TA is saying, hey, it's indecision. Some days you're in an inverted, that's a 68% chance breakup. And so we could even get something like this. We could get a bounce, liquidation, tight, and then still break down. So just be careful. I take it one step, one day at a time. I don't force it. But those are the Bollinger Bands for you, Crawbilly. I hope I did well for you. The first time I wasn't the best with the response. I apologize there. Yeah. So the blue line is also the 200 SMA. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't believe that. Yeah. I can verify that right now. No, it's not. It's not. No. That's false information. Whoever told you that. That's not true. I didn't think it was. Nice move for not coin out of the way. That was a ton coin, and ton's getting some love. It's just saying, could some of these coins actually, but it's like, so coin after being in the dumps forever just came out of nowhere. You're like, okay. It's a very high risk, right? I mean, is it above the 1 hour 200 it is? So like for me, you'd be like, okay. If it's going to play, then it's going to make a flag here on the 1 hour time frame and then likely continue if it can. Like to see some altcoins getting some love here tonight. It's not the worst thing in the world, but there's few and far between and the liquidity is low, so the risk is high. You know, don't even if 5 coins go up 10x tonight, don't beat yourself up like, oh, I missed those, should have made that. No. It's an anomaly in the market, and you don't want to over risk in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but to me, anomalies aren't something you want to over risk on. You know. To be honest, on a macro chart view, with the start of the bear downtrend, my bias, short right shoulder, decade balance, test of 101 Vadon, and more exit liquidity. That'd be awesome, man. I would love it. I just need to get to 103, 102.8 or something, so the bot can get out and pay me. And I don't really care after that. Like, I just want to see the bot get out. That's the only thing for me that like I'm managing right now that's been stressful, because it's been like, it is kind of it's been a long time and it's been happening forever, right? So it feels like it's been happening forever, is the way I say it, right? But it's just like, all right, it's been a 40-day trade. Like, let's get this trade going. Let's get out. Do you think SUI is going to make a move soon? I don't know. I don't think. I look at the charts, and whatever the charts convey, I trade the probabilities. Sometimes I've thought something's going to dump, but the chart says it's not, so I trade that, and I'm, you know, what I think really has no bearing on what happens to the charts. Yeah. Like, if I think SUI's going to pump, but it's below a 200 and going to dump, I mean, it is what it is. Let's take a look. It looks like it got close to something. I mean, it's support or resistance technically right there, hanging on that little, just hanging there. See how that's like previous support as resistance? I did put this out as a call, remember? Like down here. And it kind of just went sideways. It looks to me like it's going to pump. Wouldn't be surprised if out of nowhere all the altcoins just rip. That looks interesting to me, I'll tell you that. It double bottomed, it's retesting the same area. I've had the long call for a while. I don't believe it's been stopped out. It's just there's so high risk right now that even if it makes this move, so what? You're one of like the few people that actually is going to be in that trade, you know? So I don't know. I like it. I used to be the guy, oh, let's go all in. I've changed my tune on these alts. Like, even if it pumps huge. So like, I DCA if I believe in the project, and that would be a beautiful move. But I don't know if I would take that move as the move right now. You know what I mean? I don't trade alts when it comes to lever. I stay on BTC. Yeah. I don't overtrade. That's just how I am. And people call me, people call me boring for that or whatever, but it's just how I am. And I stick to my rules. I'm very stubborn. Like, I might make more money doing it. There might be more incentive for me to do it because, people would lose, whatever. I don't do what my wallet tells me to do. I do what I want to do with my trades, with my company, right? It's just like, I don't force things because of money. Money was never the reason I got into what I do. I got into what I do to procure my wealth, if that makes any sense. They were printing money to zero. That's not fair. I felt like the money that I made should be mine. They shouldn't be able to print it out of my hands, behind my back. So I decided, you know what I mean? Enough was enough. I have to get, I want to start buying Bitcoin. I want to buy something different. I want to put my money in other places than the dollar, because the dollar just it doesn't make sense. It's not working for me, right? I love America. One if by land, two if by sea. I'm the most loyal American you could find. But that's why I couldn't go down with the ship too. I had to make sure I stay, because if an American can stay rich, he can help his country. If I go down with the ship, I can't do anything. So if I can get my money out and get myself moving and create opportunity, I can make GDP. I can help the company. I can help the world, right? I can help the country. So the plan is to get yourself out of the rat race so you can help others. You can employ others. You can give opportunity. You can produce, just keep going. SUI looks nice. I mean, I like that pump. It looks like it could consolidate and eventually head back up to 224. Yeah, if I was going to trade anything, I'd trade Bitcoin Cash. Why? It's high volume coin. Strong compared to Bitcoin. Look at it. It's been tight for so long. Look, I got a call for it here that just hasn't changed. This is still open, this call. Never got stopped out, still spot on. I probably put it out like 2 weeks ago or something. Strongest coin right now I've seen in a long time. It didn't get its time. Usually it pumps with Bitcoin, didn't get its time. Seems to say, hey, I don't care what Bitcoin does. I'm going to make higher lows. I'm going to consolidate. Probably the smartest long-term trade in the game right here, Bitcoin Cash. And I believe more privacy too as well. You know, there's some privacy aspects there. And I think that's another reason why people are interested in Bitcoin Cash. Where's the best place to start learning the very basics before joining the group? You know, if you join my free Discord, okay, and you get into the free Discord, okay, I believe there's free guides in there. I believe there's free guides in here. I could be wrong. Maybe you have to get into the paid Discord. But you know what I'm saying? Just get started. Watch the live stream every day. Watch my videos. I have videos. Go to my video section on YouTube and look. And you'll see there's a bunch of learning videos on there that are going to show you, you know. Look at my different playlists. Okay? Let me see if I can find this stuff here. So go to like playlist, right? And where would be a good place to start? It's got to be like Pro Trader Tips, like 80, you know, right here. That's a good place to go. There's like 85 videos in there. These are older ones. Polygon ecosystems. These are from back in the day. Oh man, the channel, man. I've been doing this for so long. Look, there I am back in the day. Anyway, and I am a hardcore juicer. If you want to learn how to juice, you know, I'm funny. But yeah, I do a bunch of videos and I teach. Even if you just go through here. I know we have the weekly gems. You know what I'll do too is I'll organize this a little better too, so people, and I'm going to start pumping out more tutorials. I realize that's the one thing my channel is missing, like more tutorials. I do so many live stream though, and it's 2 hours a day, and then there's other things I'm doing. And it can be draining, but I got to push myself for more. I just got to keep pushing myself. Find that extra energy and dig deep. I got to take it to the next level. No one else could do it but me. So we got to get it done. Do you still believe in Goldfinch, GFI? I mean, I liked RWA. The whole thing made sense. It was a good company, but I mean, look at that. That's a rug, right? I mean, that's a rug. To me, that's a rug. Maybe one day, who knows? I feel it's better off to move on than to care, right? I would watch the live for Casper religiously, and you will absorb the basics. Thank you. Yeah, you just keep coming back and let it in, and you're going to understand. Eventually, you're going to become one of us. But to become one of us, you have to become one of us. Dedicate yourself to the trading group, and the trading group will dedicate itself to you. You know, next thing you know, you'll have so much knowledge that you were asking for. Just bend the knee. Submit to the trading group, like decide that this is the place to be, and it will be. All right. Shout out to everybody out here that follows me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33 on the way to 50,000 followers. Hook me up. I appreciate it. Jump on it today. Bitcoin's still struggling, just looking ugly, up and down, back and forth. Could double bottom. Remember, we went over everything we could for you. 2 hour time frame, 200 moving average, 3 day 200. Could be a beautiful bounce area back to the upside. Might be the higher low. Could be the last chance to get Bitcoin before a huge pump. That's why I DCA every time there's heavy fear. Because when I do that, I end up buying the lows. This is back to 20 from 28, which is crazy. But we were at 10 and 11 too. So, and this is definitely great times. These are good opportunities for BTC, in my humble opinion. I'm not short or long. I'm doing nothing. I'm doing nothing tonight. Yeah. I'd stay along above the 3 day 200 moving average, and that's it. Anything else, I just know. Yeah, I don't trade Saturday night. It's just not my thing. It's never been my thing. And everyone knows that here on the stream. It doesn't mean I don't like this. We traded this morning. I can't believe I did. I didn't think I would. But, you know, so Bitcoin Cash looks nice. But, you know, Bitcoin dumps, this whole thing dumps too. You never know. It's high risk. You have to understand how high risk it is. You got a new sub on X as well. Thank you so much. God bless you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Sora. Harbinda. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sunday, 4:30 a.m. And everyone, I'll leave that with y'all since it's pretty flat. And it is that way, you know, December will be flat. The weekends in December are going to be, you know, a lot of family stuff. There's tons of Christmas parties. Everyone's drinking. American money isn't going to flow into the charts like it usually does. So, I love you all. I appreciate you all. If anything changes, I'll let you know in the trading group. For the most part, this will be your out for the night. It's Saturday. I'll be back tomorrow morning to break it down and have some more fun. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for jumping on in and watching the Crypto Lifer Show. I'll be back tomorrow morning to break it down. And hey, we might make a live trade tomorrow. You never know what's going to happen. So one step, one day at a time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, dear Lord, for all the opportunity you've given me. And thank you for every single moment I have on this channel. May God bless you all. Thank you so much. The secret to success is getting started. Just got to start somewhere. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great, baby. I got you. Keep going. I love you.